At Selkirk Tangiers, safety at all levels, be it for avalanches, flying in helicopters, tree wells, or other mountain risks, we try to minimize those risks and educate the guests so they're aware of them at all times. The key thing to having a diverse guiding group is to have a group that's well versed in different aspects of the guiding environment. Some of our guides are summer guides, mountain guides, others specialize in rescues. So having that diversity when they come in and we can feed off of each other's knowledge and background and expertise.
All Selkirk Tangiers ski guides are certified by either the Association of Canadian Mountain Guides and or the International Federation of Mountain Guides Association.
When we're out heli skiing in the wilderness, the conditions and environment around us are changing. The guides will adapt to different runs and different terrain and give you different instructions. So make sure you listen to the guide for those changing instructions. And if you don't feel the instructions are clear, just ask for clarification. Yeah, I think when we land up high on the glaciers, a lot of times guests are at awe with the scenery. Some of the hazards in the alpine when we land up high is not walking away too far from the helicopter because there might be cornices or cliffs away from the landing. And the biggest hazard when we're skiing is crevasses. The crevasses are usually covered with a bridge of snow, but that's not always as obvious to the unexperienced skier, and you really need to listen to the guide and follow his instructions. And that means when the guide stops, stop above the guide, or if the guide sets out on a traverse, you follow in the guide's traverse and not design your own traverse.
While glacier skiing, it is important to stop immediately if you see a suspicious hole, depression, or gap below you.
When skiing with a guide, whether you're on the glaciers or in the trees, a few key points are important to follow. First of all, never go below your guide. Your guide may stop on the edge of a cliff or a crevasse on a glacier or another type of hazard. Even one turn below your guide can often be into dangerous situations. Sometimes your guide may ask you to spread out or even ski one at a time, depending on the slope angle and the conditions. As a minimum rule, we want to see 5 or 6 turns in between each skier or rider. If your guide wants more space, they'll let you know at the regroup. While following your guide's track, always ensure you're close by. Your guide will often set the center line, which means you can ski on the right or the left side of his track, but always stay close. We generally stay within 1 meter of the tracks you're following. We want you to get fresh powder, but do stay close so that we avoid hazards to the sides. Always stop in control above your guide. Slow down when you come into the regroup so you don't fall over and hit people and injure each other at the regroup. Selkirk Tangiers is world-renowned for excellent tree skiing. When we're skiing in the forest, there's a few hazards and safety precautions you need to be aware of. In the forest, make sure you're always following your guide's tracks. Always know which side of the tracks you're following, so that if you get separated from the tracks, you know which way to traverse back to find them. Always make sure you ski with a partner. You should always be able to see and or hear your partner in case one of you gets in trouble. When you're skiing in the forest, aim at the gaps. Look at the spaces between the trees, and that's where you'll end up skiing. Never ski with your pole straps. If you have your straps on your wrists and you catch your pole in a tree, it can dislocate your shoulder very easily. Also, in avalanches, they'll pull you under like an anchor.
Always listen for your guide while skiing in the trees. Your guide will often make noise to help you find the regroup. If you are separated or lost from your group and guide, it is important to remain where you are. Be assured that the guides will come and locate you.
One of the main hazards in the trees is tree wells. If you fall into a tree well, hopefully your partner is nearby to help. The first thing you want to do if you go into a tree well is not thrash around. You want to stay calm, maybe hang on to the branches to prevent yourself going in any further. Sometimes you'll find yourself head first in a tree well. You really want to not struggle. Try to cover your mouth with your jacket or a scarf so you're not breathing in the powder. Hang on to the branches so you don't go any deeper, and just remain calm. Your partner will be there to help you. Your partner should go to the downhill side of the tree and excavate the snow from the downhill side to pull you out. If you find yourself falling down in the deep snow, it can be very difficult to get up. The first thing you want to do is get your skis below you. Your partner can actually also help you swing your skis down below to get you set up. The next thing you want to do is make a cross with your poles and use that to push off of the deep snow. That way you have purchase in the snow instead of just pushing your hand deeper into the snow, which gives you no traction. One common thing to happen out in the backcountry here is to lose a ski in the deep snow. Using your pole to push down and look for the ski does not work that well. A much better option is to use the tail of your other ski in a slicing motion in the snow. Selkirk Tangiers has great terrain for both skiers and boarders. If you're on a snowboard, there's a few tricks to help you out. Any flat sections or depressions can be very difficult if you lose your momentum. Try to plan ahead, read the terrain as you come up to it, and keep your speed in those flat sections. Once the trail is broken by all the skiers, then it's much easier to slide across on your board.
While snowboarding, avoid sitting or falling into the deep snow to rest, as it can be very difficult to get up. Others in the group can assist snowboarders by helping them up or offering them a pole across the flats. During your heli ski vacation, we ask that you direct any specific safety question or concern you may have to your guide. Please remember that you are skiing in the remote wilderness. Work as a team, ski and ride with care, assist your group, and take responsibility for yourself and one another. Our goal at Selkirk Tangiers is to ensure that your heli ski experience is as safe and as enjoyable as possible.